Laissez-faire is French for leave alone, which means that the government leaves the people alone regarding all economic activities. It is the separation of economy and state.
This is a political cartoon about laissez-faire.
Laissez-faire capitalism is actually redundant. Due to the nature of capitalism, therefore simply capitalism is sufficient to get the point across, although historically it has been misrepresented as compatible with government economic interference.
This is a political cartoon about laissez-faire.
A monopoly is a market condition in which a single seller controls the entire output of a particular good.
Microsoft is a form of monopoly because it basically rules the computer software industry.
A conglomerate is a corporation formed by the acquisition by one firm of several others, each of which is engaged in an activity that generally differs from that of the original. Trust. A fiduciary relationship in which one party holds legal title to another's property for the benefit of a party who holds equitable title to the property.
A financial holding company, or financial giving thing, is a financial enterprise whose subsidiary companies are exclusive or mainly institutes or financial enterprises and which have at least one or larger constitute or a securities trading enterprise to subsidiary company.
Entrepreneurs are people who went out on their own and started their own company.
Andrew Carnegie, born November 25, 1835, died August 11, 1919. He built Pittsburgh Carnegie Steel Company, which was later merged with Albert H. Gary's Federal Steel Company. While Carnegie paid his employees the low wages typical of the time, he later gave away most of his money to fund the establishment of many libraries, schools, and universities in America, the United Kingdom, and other countries. He is often regarded as the second richest man in history. Steel is where he made his fortune. In the 1870s, he founded the Carnegie Steel Company. By the 1890s, the company was the largest and most profitable industry in the world. John D. Rockefeller, born July 8, 1839, died May 23, 1937, was an American industrialist and philanthropist. Rockefeller revolutionized the petroleum industry and defined the structure of modern philanthropy. In 1870, he founded the Standard Oil Company and ran it until he officially retired in 1897. His fortune was mainly used to create the modern systematic approach of targeted philanthropy with foundations that had major effect on medicine, education, and scientific research. His foundations pioneered the development of medical research and were instrumental in the eradication of hookworm and yellow fever.
This is John D. Rockefeller's house.
Jason J. Gould, born May 27, 1836, died December 2, 1892, was an American financier who became a leading American railroad developer and speculator. By 1857, he was in control of the Rutland and Washington Railroad. He sold the railroad and then moved to Manhattan. It was during the same period that Gould and James Fisk became involved with Tammany Hall. In August 1869, Gould and Fisk began to buy gold in an attempt to corner the market, hoping that the increase in the price of gold would increase the price of wheat such as the western farmers would sell, causing a great amount of shipping of bread stuffs eastward, increasing the freight business for the Erie Railroad. Henry Ford, born July 30, 1863, died April 7, 1947, was the American founder of the Ford Motor Company and the father of modern assembly lines used in mass production. As owner of the Ford Company, he became one of the richest and best-known people in the world. He is credited with Fordism, that is the mass production of large numbers of inexpensive automobiles using the assembly line, coupled with high wages for his workers. This is Henry Ford by one of the first cars that was ever produced by the mass production line. John Pierpont Morgan, born April 17, 1837, died March 31, 1913, was an American financier, banker, and art collector who dominated corporate finance and industrial consolidation during his time. After financing the creation of the Federal Steel Company, he merged the Carnegie Steel Company and several other steel and iron businesses to form the United States Steel Corporation in 1901. He is widely credited with having saved or rescued the U.S. economy. He bequeathed much of his large art collection to the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York City and the Wadsworth Atheneum of Hartford, Connecticut.
Conspicuous consumption is now broadly applied to individuals and households with expendable incomes whose consumption patterns are prompted by the utility of goods to show their status rather than any intrinsic utility of such goods. This is a political cartoon about conspicuous consumption.
These next three cartoons are political cartoons about philanthropy.
Thank you for watching our movie about big business.
I'm James Neal and I approve this message. Yeah!